Hollywood actors and writers strike. But is it good for your comic books? Stay tuned and find out. So welcome back to another edition of Comic Talk with Bryan. And today we're talking about the actors and writers strike in Hollywood and how that might affect your comic books. Now, we all know during COVID how prices just exploded and people were buying things for like inflated prices because of scarcity. Now, let's kind of sit back and think about it for a second. Was it worth it to pay those high prices? You know, FOMO got all of us in its clutches. So here's my thought. I was recently perusing the internet as one does, and I came across one of my favorite commentators, Reggie Collects, and he was talking about the same subject. And so I'm kind of piggybacking off his idea about this moment in time where the actor strike and writer strike is going on. Could this affect the prices of comic books, these keys that we couldn't afford 2 years ago, finally coming down to a more realistic place? Not only that does that help our bottom line as collectors, but I think it helps the hobby as well, you know, because when things get too expensive, it cuts out a lot of people. And you know, this hobby is not about cutting out, it's about inclusion. And so with that in mind, you know, let's try and think of how this happened and what was going on in that time to make that happen. And so what are some of the reasons that brought us to where we're at now? And so we're going to go ahead and say the economy. Though we never hit that recession, thank God, we're still kind of limping along, you know. So we haven't had that kind of money that we had during COVID to spend. Another thing is the pace of how Disney and Fox and Marvel is putting out their IPs. You know, they've taken a position of pulling back. They say for writing purposes to make it better, which is all good because we want the best that they can produce of our favorite heroes, right? And so they slowed down. And a third thing would be the strike itself. You know, actors are not working, production staff, all that stuff that goes into putting a movie together, like the ones we like, featuring our heroes, all that is shut down until they work it out, until the big movie houses and both the actors and writers come together at the table and get what they need in a fair process. We're going to be waiting. You know, and I hope both the writers and actors get what they need to survive, because it's hard. It's hard. If you're not one of those you know, the 4% that always get the movie roles, everybody else is pretty much starving. So that's the unfortunate truth. And in this process, the books themselves, the original IPs that collectors like you and I are trying to get for our own personal collections, you know, that has a determined an effect that drops the price in the overall picture of things. And so now I believe is a good time to, you know, if you guys got the money, go ahead and try and make those purchases for those books. And it doesn't have to be a 9.8, blah blah blah. You know, I'm not one who's stuck on the 9.8, but get those books that you think you can afford. You know, as they say, geek responsibly, which is very true. And if you got it, go for it, man or lady. Do your thing. Do your swerve. Get your books. The important thing is that take advantage while you can. And if you don't have it, that's okay, because these things are reciprocal. They go up and down, round and round as time moves on. You'll find what was hot yesterday, okay, or today, what was hot, and boom, a few months down the line, 3, 6, 8 months down the line, it's at a more affordable price. And that's where you find a lot of these new hot books. So what I'm saying is this could possibly be a great time to pick up those keys that you want. So that's what I want to do. I want to give my 2 cents. And yeah. So what's going to go ahead, we're going to change gears a little bit. And I'm going to show you a box I pulled out. So here we are with a box I pulled out from my storage bin in my collection. And as you can see, we're starting off with some Star Wars comics back from the 70s. And some newer stuff right there, going into Secret Invasion, some Fantastic Four, some Strange Academy, Kazar, Batman and Metamorpho. The Mephisto, I'm kind of specking on that because of the news of Sacha Baron Cohen. We got some Sam Keith art right there. Some Vader. Yeah, just a mixture of books that I put in a box because, when you got X amount of collection, sometimes you just can't get through it all. And I knew I got a few boxes like that, unfortunately. And I wanted to just quickly go through and share that with you. If any of you guys see something that I'm not picking up in establishing what is or what could be a key, let me know. Put it down in the comments section and I'll get back to it again and pull those bad boys out. Like that Jenica that just passed by. Some Batman. What the? There's a good one right there. Spider-Man 2099. Another Batman. Alpha Flight. Hawkeye. Marvel Fanfare. Submariner 3. And as a collector, you go through, you buy collections, you go to shows and cons and private sellers to try and get books, and sometimes they add up. Well, not sometimes, but they add up greatly, as you go through the years, and you just kind of put them off to the side like, yeah, I'll get to it later. Well, later sometime is much later. As we're looking right now, we're going through some Hulk I got. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Hulk 200. I think I got about 4 boxes like this of just random stuff, where you put in a number of books like, okay, yeah. And then you buy some more books and you don't have no room in your regular PC. So it's like, okay, I'll put those in this box. So this is what that is. Still going through some Hulk. Oh, that's one of my favorite covers right there. Newer Hulk. I got to get that other side, the green side. Some more Batman and Robin. Oh, one of my favorite artists, Stephen Platt, right there. Crisis. I still haven't seen that Crisis from the DC Arrowverse that was up on UPN. Need to get to it. Here we go. Yes, Ultimate Fallout. The only one that's missing is number 4, which I have in another place that is well kept, as you can imagine. Is it a high grade? It's all right. It might be. It might be a 9. Some Deadpool. These are the movie poster covers. All very cool. And so, as we're coming down to this, yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, supporting this worthwhile show. As we leave you with some signed Jay Lee covers. I hope you like the content. Remember, keep searching.